So we're here in Baghdad, right down there, that's Purdue Square. That's where the famous scene took place where Saddam Hussein's statue was pulled down. We came here in 2006 when we filmed Heavy Metal in Baghdad. It was a very, very different city then. It was the height of the insurgency. It was a war zone, full occupation. And that occupation is now over. A year ago, America pulled out their troops.
Tonight, I am announcing that the American combat mission in Iraq has ended. Operation Iraqi Freedom is over. Last February, I announced a plan that would bring our combat brigades out of Iraq, while redoubling our efforts to strengthen Iraq's security forces and support its government and people. That's what we've done.
We found it strange that Baghdad is not in the news at all these days. What happened? It was the biggest news story in the world for almost a decade, and then overnight, it's over. So we wanted to come here and see what the effects of this occupation were. When the Americans left, Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki intensified his efforts to consolidate power among the Shia majority. The Sunni minority, a group that enjoyed great privilege under Saddam Hussein, have been marginalized. Naturally, the Sunnis are not taking this lying down.
لذلك أيها الأخوة اصبروا وصابروا ورابطوا فإن النصر صدر ساعة.
Massive protests in Sunni areas and a surge of sectarian killings throughout the country have become the new normal in post-war Iraq. In 2012 alone, there were more than 1,600 deaths. Through making Heavy Metal in Baghdad, we met Waleed, the original singer of Acrassicauda. At the time, they were the only metal band in Iraq. But shortly after that meeting, Waleed was forced to flee the country and seek refugee status in the West after receiving numerous death threats. With the war officially over, Waleed decided it was time to return to Iraq. It would be his first visit home since he left in 2004. We sent a cameraman to accompany him on his trip and made plans to meet up with him once we arrived.
I don't even know what I'm going to do when I see my mother. يهدني وعني طيب باي
ما مصدقه شغله صدقته
اي والله يهدني والله
يعني انت
يهدني باي
We arrived in Baghdad a few hours after Waleed, and were headed to the guest house where we'd be staying, but that's when we ran into the Karada Bats. They were a group of young punks who were basically totally insane. With a Baghdadi biker gang, we were wondering, like, what do kids in Baghdad do for fun? Well, this is it. A variety of different styles, kind of this hybrid soccer player meets Mad Max look, which is my personal favorite. Then there's this guy who's got the full-on, like, Fox racing gear, leather from head to toe. This guy who's riding with his flip-flops. Doesn't seem totally wise. I worry about that guy. I'm not sure he's going to survive the day. So you guys are the Karada Bats. Are there other gangs in other cities like Sadr City? So do you ever get in trouble with the cops? Do they chase you?
اي شغله تصير هنا
اي شيء يصير
ممنوع الدراجه
يعني
واطبق
راسا
والأسواق.
على بالدراجه عندنا هذا انضرب بالسياره
What happened?
يعلق على محمد
مفتوح راسه
القاسم.
قول لي فاهمين بالعراق.
هاي هوايتنا نتابع مثلا الامريكان الاجانب ننطوق يعني بحريه الشخص واحنا ما عندنا
نفس الحريه اللي عندهم ريتها عندنا هنا لان هم بشر واحنا بشر. اوكي
Do you guys have more freedom now or before?
لا
هو شنو الاحسن؟
هسه واحد يحكي.
These contradictory sentiments of wanting freedom but at the same time missing the rule of Saddam Hussein was something we would hear again and again. And while these guys longed for American-style liberties, at least surface-level liberties, like looking and dressing like maniacs, it was clear that at least some of them would trade it all in for the stability that they enjoyed during Saddam Hussein's notoriously cruel regime.
今回の映像いかがでしたか？次回はこちら。旧フセイン政権崩壊から丸10年、バグダッドの今を追うサダム・フセインの影。パート2で取材班がまず向かったのはサドルシティ。反米勢力の指導者ムクタダ・サドル率いるマフディ軍が強い勢力を持つここ。欧米文化がイラクに浸透することを頑なに拒み続けます。その後取材班はカラダ地区へ。ここで目につくのが大量の検問所。深刻な自動車爆弾が絶えないことから戦後の今なお緊張感を保っています。最後に案内役のワリードが訪れたのはかつての自宅。そこで語ってくれた想像を絶する体験談とは。近日公開、お楽しみに。